Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about functional programming concepts. We will also see lambda expressions and take a look at few higher order functions. Lambda functions get their names from famous mathematical abstraction of lambda calculus. They are very simple anonymous functions without any name. Lambda functions start with keyword lambda, followed by parameters and a colon. On the other side, we can have some expression that converts the parameters to some other value. With lambda functions, we don't need to use the return keyword. So here I have got very simple function square, which takes a number and returns a square of this number. If I want to define equivalent lambda for this square function, I can write lambda. It takes x as argument, and in the expression I can write whatever I want to return. Here I simply return the square of this number, so I can write x multiplied by x. Let me assign it to a variable lambda underscore square. I can use this lambda expression and pass number 2 in it. If I run this code, I get back square of 2. Lambda expressions are quite concise. You don't need to use the def keyword or return keyword. You don't need to use the parentheses for passing the arguments. Under the hood, Python generates the same bytecode as it does for the square function. Languages like Java, C#, or Python do not have lambdas as their core features. It's just an implementation that was added later, which was derived from other functional languages. I think now it's a good point to provide some context on functional programming. Functional programming is a whole different topic in itself. It is a totally different approach to solving problems. Until now, we only looked at objects. We can manipulate objects' state and use the behavior they have in the form of methods. Functional programming uses only functions to build the system, but these functions do not modify any state. In functional programming, we can use functions just like any other object. We can pass around functions to other functions. We can also return a function as one of the return values. One more point is that wherever we can pass a function, we can also pass a lambda expression. You really don't need to understand exactly how functional programming works, but this was just an overview. Let's take a look at some practical examples of it. Lambda expressions are used when we want to use a function only once. In those cases, it makes sense to have a very small syntax without any explicit name for the function, because we are not going to reuse the function. These lambda expressions are used in higher order functions. You may be thinking, wait, what is higher order functions then? Until now, we only saw that functions can take any form of object as argument, like integer, boolean, or any other custom data types. But in Python, functions can also take another function as arguments. You may ask, why would you do that? It's only because that can make an elegant solution for a problem. You can achieve the same task in fewer lines of code than you can do with 100 lines of code. Let's see few examples for this. Let's say I have numbers list with elements 1 to 5. I want to transform this list into list of squares. In my new list, each element should be the square of its number. I want a list with elements 1, 4, 9, 16 and 25, which are the squares of this 1 to 5. How would you do that? You can see that it's relatively easy. Just loop through the list and calculate the square of each element, store it in a new list. Finally, if you print the squares variable, you can see the new list with each number being the square of the elements from our previous list. The same thing can be achieved with fewer lines of code if we use higher order functions and a lambda. Python has a built-in function that can iterate through an iterable and apply a function on it. Let me show you. I can use map function to transform an iterable to another form of iterable by applying a lambda function. It looks like this. You write map. You can see that this function takes another function as argument and an iterable as the second argument. We want to apply a lambda to convert each element to its square. So here I write lambda x and return x multiplied by x. The second argument is going to be the list we want to transform. In our case, it's numbers list. Let's assign it to a variable lambda squared. Let's try to print it, and you can see that it prints a map object, and we can convert it to list by wrapping it inside the list function. Let's try printing again, and we get the exact same list, but in this case with very few lines of code. So this is just a taste of what you can achieve with combination of functional programming and lambda expressions. Here, map function is called higher order function. In very simple terms, any function that takes another function as its argument is called higher order function. Here, we passed a function to transform our original list into squares list. We could easily change this function and we can have a different output. Similarly, Python provides few other higher order functions that can be useful. Let's look at them one by one. Suppose we only want to get the even numbers from our original list. How would you do that? Python has another built-in higher order function, filter, that can come in handy. It takes a predicate and a list. It will create a new list with all elements for which the given function holds true. So here I can pass a very simple lambda that can check whether a given number is even or odd. This lambda expression returns a Boolean result whether the given number is even or not. Again, this function returns an iterable, so we need to convert it to a list, and let's assign it to a new variable, even numbers. Let's print it here, and we get a list with all even numbers. I can also combine two lists. For example, if I have a collection list 1 with elements A, B and C, second list with elements 1, 2 and 3. Now let's say I want to combine these two lists and make another list that looks like this. Then we can use the built-in zip function. Zip function zips elements of one list with elements of another list. It takes two lists of same or different sizes. This function iterates through each element of both lists and zips elements of both lists into a tuple. It also returns an iterable, so let's wrap it inside the list function and we print it here. If I run this code, you can see that it zips elements of both lists into one list. Functional programming languages usually include a reduce function which can be used to aggregate elements of the list and return a single value from them. Let's see how this can be done in loop. Let's say I want to find the sum of all the elements of this list. For that, we first need to initialize a variable sum with initial value of 0. Then I can loop through each element of the list and add that element value to the variable sum. This functionality can be achieved using reduce function, and it's available in a separate module in Python. So we first have to import this function. We can import this function from functools module. From functools, import reduce. Now I can use this function. Reduce function takes two parameters. The first one is the lambda function that will do the processing with each iteration, and the second argument is the list we want to work on. The lambda function also takes two parameters. The first one is the accumulator, which is similar to this sum variable. So I can write lambda accumulator, x. X refers to each element of the list. On the right hand side, I can write accumulator plus x. In each iteration, x gets one value from the list, and it will add that value to the existing value of accumulator. Initially, accumulator value will be 0. In the first iteration, x will be 1 and accumulator will get new value of 1. In the second iteration, it will repeat the same operation but with initial value of accumulator as 1. And then we will get the x value of 2. This way, it will repeat the complete loop iteration, and finally, our accumulator will have value which is equal to sum of all the elements from the list. If I try to print this value, we can see that we get the sum of all the elements from the numbers list. So that's just a brief overview of functional programming using Python programming language. And we also saw how we can use lambda expressions inside the built-in higher order functions. I hope this video was informative for you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will see you in the next video.